Okay. Hey, future self. Welcome back to the wind tunnel. Hopefully, I have edited the audio down so that it sounds fine. Okay, so we're back in my little foggy seaside lighthouse island, where I've been making a few sketches for things that I want, in my ideal tool for VR and AR. Obviously, world building. I think some people call this 3D placing sometimes. The last time we were in here, I was working on the programmable tools and composable interface pieces. So I worked some more on the composable interface stuff. And I was thinking about these sort of different points of view, basically, on how to do a UX organization. One, there has to be like sort of bilateral functionality. It's really important to me to be able to use both of my hands, but you can do this sort of in two ways. There's controller focused, where you think mostly about the buttons on the controllers and how different combinations of those buttons, or even like the orientation of the controller just at the wrist, turning it back and forth, how sort of just in the controller you can get your bilateral functionality organized. The other method I was exploring here, I've explored some before in one of my early Anyland notebooks. I would have to, I don't remember where exactly, but anyways, it's in the first Anyland notebook. You can go in that space and look for it. This avatar focused organization method, where you can reach into these different zones, either physically touching the avatar or at some sort of predetermined distance from the avatar body, and there would be different parts of the interface assigned there so that you could reach up and grab them, use them, and then sort of let them go, and they would, rubber band back into their zone, or, just disappear. And this method gives you a lot more functionality with a lot less menu being visible. It's a lot of the times we have this problem of interface elephantitis. You can see in this little section I was making over here that, Google Blocks and Sketchbox and Tilt Brush and Anyland, and there's a huge range of these sort of world building tools, and almost all of them use this taped over your left hand or non-dominant hand interface design. It's really annoying. It just makes you really lopsided, and you can't do a lot of fine motor control, and your left hand just feels super dead, and I don't like it. So using this avatar based thing, and the controller based and the avatar based could be used in combination, or avatar focused, controller focused, used in combination with each other. And because you're always going to need to have some sort of controller in your hand. Even in AR, I think I would prefer to have a physical thing that I was touching in order to manipulate holograms. Doing it directly with my hands might be okay, but controllers are really useful for some things. So I was working on there, and then this tool is maquette, and it does not have multi-user functionality. So this is something that Anyland has really great that I like. Remote collaboration and making sure that you can world build together, you can program together, you can compose interfaces together. So yeah, that's what this little area was for, and there's a whole program here. The Vi Avatar is working on a little extension of the car program that I talked about in one of my earlier videos. And then there's some drawing and some other stuff happening in the little remote collaboration area. And then this, I basically built Evelyn's studio. So Evelyn's studio is a giant barn on the East Coast, and I was interested in this overlapping or sort of intermixing or nesting of our studios, and how this, like, how her working in AR and me working in VR can, like, be aware of the physical space we're in and bridge these spaces in different interesting ways that aren't just like mapping them one to one, or maybe like having even like a magic window where you could like pass things in between them, but sort of more interesting scale effects and layering and everything. So that is why I was building the barn and then putting this little model of my house that I actually built in Anyland originally. Having this model of my house is really interesting. I could organize things into it. A place remade in VR where I was actually doing most of my VR work, and where I'm doing VR work right now. But then I could sort of scale it up and down and use it as like these different, I don't know how to describe it, but there's my house is so deeply embedded in my brain's spatial mapping that having a representation of it or a replica of it in VR and being able to manipulate that representation is really fun, and I'm going to continue to play with that. So yeah, more fun in VR times. Eventually I'm going to make a proper like walkthrough video of this space. But currently it's just kind of a mess pile. Okay, bye.